Hi guys, and welcome back to Neecee Lexy. I am super excited to have with us here a guest all the way from North York, Brampton to be exact. And he will be discussing with us today about his youth program as well as being a minister in the church and some of his entrepreneurship journey that he has been a part of in the last few years. I'm super excited to have with us the one and only David A. King. Shout out to you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, David, please tell us and tell our viewers like who you are as a person and what else is stuff that you do.
Well, good morning, viewers. I'm glad to be here. I've known Nancy for a while, so it's a pleasure for me to be here and to connect with you guys. My name is David, mostly called David A. King. I'm a mentor, and my main goal, or like what I do most, is just to unlock potentials in youth and young adult, and just see them grow, help them grow, to become who they are meant to be in the better way or the best way that I know and that I believe that it's going to help them to achieve things that they need to achieve in life. So
Mm.
that's pretty much more about me.
Awesome, fantastic. So,
Yeah.
how and when did you start your career as a youth leader?
That has to go way back when I was 14. Um, I had I had the privilege to not grow with my parents. If that I personally call it a privilege because it taught me a lot of things,
Mm.
and it gave me the resilience and the focus that I needed. So by the age of 14, I was away from my parents. I was living by myself, and I just became so intrigued by how much um, youth were missing mentorship, and it bothered me a lot. I myself didn't have a mentor. I seek for mentors, but I couldn't find any. So it just gave me that desire to want to be that person, that if anyone would need a mentor down the road, it has to be me. So I ventured into it. I started helping my colleagues, my friends at church, at school. I used to have this little notebook that I used to write their names, and
Aw.
I would ask them point like, okay, so what you wanna become? And they'll tell me, and they'll write it down, and I'll go home and I'll write things about it, and I'll write things about saying, okay, so what would this person need to achieve this? So I would write those things in my little note so I can remember their names, what they were all about, and how they could achieve it. So it has to go as back as when I was 14 years old.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah,
fantastic journey. So I know you also have one of your brand says influence. So what does this mean to you as an influence? Because you are being part of the mentorship and
right.
since 14 years old. So what influence does it mean to you?
To me, influence really is to compel people to do things that I know it will be beneficial to them. So impacting them in the positive way, knowing that it won't be easy, but using techniques to help them see the bigger picture.
Hmm.
So I have this analogy that I usually say there is tiny pictures versus the big picture. So most people look at the tiny pictures and say, "Oh, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's easy to build." But I know when you look at the bigger picture, that's where we want to go. That's what we want to achieve. So we use the tiny pictures to actually build or have that bigger picture. So I influence them in a way that I give them my story and see where I am now
Hmm.
versus me just staying where I was and not bothering about being that key person to be present and say, if anyone would need a mentor, let it be me, or let me be part of that helping channel to connect them to the specific mentors that they would need to achieve their careers or their purpose in life or their mission, if I may say.
That's a wonderful inspiration.
Yeah,
So, you are a CEO and a founder of the Crumble to Build. Can
right.
you tell us more about that whole organization and how you came about it?
Crumble technically started as a blog. I love to write.
Hmm.
So I started as a blog. I was writing inspiration messages, motivation. I used to do it like bi-weekly. very short articles. And then one of my friends said, "You really can go beyond this, right?" I had it in me, but I didn't have that. I didn't want to start an actual business. I just wanted to be a motivational speaker or writer, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? And then a friend saw the potential, and she said, "You could actually make it a business so that you can reach more people, both online and in person." So I started Crumble, and pretty much Crumble, it's we provide programs
Yeah.
for ACB, so African Caribbean blacks mostly, but we are open to other races, if I may say. But we are more focused into the African Caribbeans black, and so we provide programming to youth and young adult. These programs are there to mentor them and lead them. So we are a leadership and personal development organization that create programs and conferences, activities to just empower the youth and young adult
Mhm.
to just conquer the world.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
I also seen in the last few time in your post, you got have some drive through for like organization and donation that you guys
Oh yeah. So part of our programs, we do drive through for sorry, clothing drive and social assistance for youth and the homeless. So we do it every 3 months. We
Mhm.
collect donations. We also connect and we also collect what I call it, the healthy hygiene stuff, like for females, like the pads and deodorant and stuff like that. So we package those ones and we go to different cities, downtown Toronto, Brampton, Mississauga. We go as far as Ajax
Yeah.
just to provide those things to the homeless and just the people that are underprivileged. We go to shelters. We go to group homes if they allow us to go. We just go there, we provide them those things. So for the homeless, we just give them the stuff, but like for the shelters and the group homes, we actually go in as a program. We create a program, so we donate them the thing and we teach them something, maybe resilience. Maybe we teach them about picking yourself up. So it's a way to give and also give. So we give them something and also give them the information that they can pick themselves up. That their story can be changed eventually if one decides to pick themselves up.
That's a wonderful thing you guys are doing for the community. Obviously, you guys are
Thank
helping
you.
the community and making ensuring that youth are getting a lot of positive thing. And I like the name how it says "crumble to build," so it's kind of aligned with what everything that you guys are doing.
Right.
And so, for you that in the city currently and wanted to be a part of your organization, how could they join and support you guys?
Um, Well, they could join us first. You can go to our website, www.crumbletobuild.com.
Mhm.
You can contact us, and there is many ways to join. You can be a volunteer. You can help with logistics. You can help us like donate. You can help us actually be part of the drive. So there are many ways that you could actually be part of the organization. But the first thing is to go on our website, see what is there, and if you have any question, you can write to us, and we'll be um, happy to reach back to you and just take it from there. And also, if you want to join us or be part of us as a student or just a youth or a
Yeah.
young adult who wants to learn or bring more stuff to us, we are also open to that because we believe
Mhm.
that we are all learning and nobody's an expert in anything. So I welcome new ideas. I welcome new suggestions, information that I think could be beneficial to not only me but the people that I care my programs to.
That's wonderful. And
Yeah.
what is the exact website handle that somebody would go to directly in order to be a part of the organization? Do you mind saying the website full name?
Or it's www.crumbletobuild.com.
Awesome. And I will also include it after this live chat. I'll include it in the YouTube descriptions and also in
Right.
all social media so that people
Perfect.
can be a part of it and kind of join you guys as well. And
Thank
I remember, was it in 2015 when you and I were both in a fashion show? Do you
Right.
still model?
Yes. I try. Haven't done it in a while, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward into it. I'm still working on my body, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll get there. I'll do it again maybe next year.
Yeah, so for some of the models that are tuning in or know, David King was also with us in the African gala that we did
Yeah.
previous 2015. It was an amazing show. And now I
All right,
see that
yes.
you're posting some content with regards to styling. What tell us more about that, like your styling venture.
Right. So before I go there, so Crumble to Build, really, the name itself says by itself. So the idea behind Crumble to Build is pretty much there are things that we have been told
Mm-hmm.
and things that we so believe. They could be right or wrong. So the idea about Crumble is to build, is to break the mold and to build the bold.
Yeah.
So pretty much break the things that are holding us back and just rebuild it in a way that it's gonna be beneficial not only for you but for other people. So I brought in Soigné, that's what the page is called. This
Yeah.
organization. So it's a styling, and so it's like a personal shopper and stylist. So it's just to bring your inner and your inner beauty into your clothing, right? Because your clothes says much about you. So it's also a way for me to reach people and to teach and to provide those same programs. So
Yeah.
like as I am dressing you, as I'm giving you those tips, I'm also asking you about your careers. I'm asking you about how you are doing it. If you have any youth, that's a way of me reaching out to them and saying, hey, we have these programs that your youth can benefit from, right? So
Yeah.
in the same way, I'm styling you, but I'm also giving you the nuggets that you need either for you or for your youth or for anyone that you know. Because at the end of the day, you are a brand, so everything about you has to work together, like your clothing, your how you talk, how like everything has to make one, like has to make sense and like come together as one. So yeah, that's what I do. I combine everything to be one thing.
That's wonderful. That's such a powerful tools that you guys are using,
Right.
incorporating like fashion with how like lifestyle and also like self motivation and everything together. Also, you are a ministry and offering workshop services online to influence, and you're complying to become your church minister, right? Is that correct? The title?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you walk us through how people can actually reach out to you or watch your live segment for this church service?
Right. One, I don't, I'm not. I don't like the title.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the title thing, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just a worker in the church, pretty much, right? And I teach the youth at church. I feel like at the end of the day, we all have to come back to our Creator because we are pretty much nothing without Him.
Yeah.
So as much as I can do the crumble, the styling, and anything else, if I don't have the backing or the grounding in my creator, pretty much I can't really give because I don't have the basis. So you can reach me either still on Crumble or you can reach me on my on our Christian platform. That's dkingscott.com.
Yeah.
There, it's specifically for the Christians or non-Christian who want to learn. There's a lot of resources on that page,
Mhm.
or you can just reach me on my own personal IG, David underscore a dot king.
Mhm.
So pretty much is I teach people or I try to show people three things: identity, purpose, and impact. Those are my main things that I bring to the table as a Christian and as any other person. So if you know those three things, you can really conquer or do anything in life because those three things pretty much govern our life.
Okay, awesome. So
Yeah.
for our viewers at home right now, like young viewers who are thinking of becoming a church member or church ministry in that aspect, or just general as an entrepreneur within the holy service, do you have any advice for them that they can take it at home?
For the young viewers, first I want you to know that without you, the future it's not secure. You are pretty much what we are looking for at the future. You are the ones who are gonna invent, reinvent, change things, improve things, and do a lot of things depends on you guys. So if you want to come to the church is open to anyone and everyone, regardless of your previous work. We don't discriminate. We don't pick and choose who comes to church.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do come to church, it's our responsibility to now show you the way, guide you, and teach you the ways that you have to go in order for you to be that successful person from the Christian perspective. Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, what I'll tell you is know your why and know your what.
That's
You
right.
should know those two things because your what will be your focus and your why will be the fire that is gonna help your focus. But if you don't know any of those two, you'll be juggling around a lot, and you may end up wasting a lot of time trying to figure out, right? And also, know if you want to venture into the entrepreneur avenue, there's a lot of things and a lot of people that are doing business now, and you do not want to compare yourself. You are your own brand, you are your own person, and you have your own success path that you want to take. You can compare with anyone else. As soon as you start comparing, you're gonna use a lot of energy that is gonna bring you down, and you may not be able to be successful because you are always comparing you to someone else. So
Mm-hmm.
be yourself, do what you are meant to do, and just be authentic with that.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
like this great advice, because so that people, our young viewers right now at home, they can actually take into consideration and apply it into their day-to-day life. So, as an entrepreneur, what drives your motive to kind of continue? Obviously, you run into like some hurdles, and you're running into a situation where about you feel like, you know what, I just want to give up. So, how do you keep yourself motivated?
My my number one focus is why I started,
Mhm.
and that really drives me a lot because each time, because you will meet obstacles, that's guaranteed. You can never go around. You can never go like around that. You will always meet obstacles. There are times that um, I go to work. There are times that I do like double shift on a
Mhm.
Friday, and I have a program in the morning. So I have to go to work, come back at home around 6. I have to do my morning exercises, and then so I can be ready for the meeting that I have at 9. So when as soon as I remember why I started, and when I think about when I was 14 and the desires, the drive, the passion that I had then, I just try to activate that. And then I still have my little book somewhere in the living room. The little book,
The one you keep the names with? That one?
yeah, that little book I kept. That was the first thing I packed when I was coming to Canada because that little thing is like my motivation. So each time I feel like giving up, I just find it and read them like, listen, this is how you started. Do you want to give up now? See how far you've come. So, so I'm saying, if you know the what is okay because that's the focus, but the why it's really very important because that's the fire. That's the fire that's gonna be fueling your journey over and over and over and over again. So define those two, and then you will always pick yourself up, even if you do fall, because sometimes we do fall. We are human, so we do fall,
Mhm.
but the why will always be there to lift you up and continue the journey.
Thank you. Thank you for this advice. It's really great to kind of, align understanding your why and also align with your purpose, and in order to kind of navigate through the negative time and the downtime, and to
Right.
help yourself and kind of stay in the system and kind of push forward. So, what are some misconceptions as an entrepreneur that you face that you wanted to clarify?
Um, Number one that I think it's to say if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be ready. You have to put in a lot of time. You have to have money. You have to have connection. This they are true, but you can never really be ready. You can be ready, but you can never be ready. So it really has to come back to what I've said. If you know who you are and you know your what and your why, that's it. You have what it takes to start or to join the business.
Yeah.
Because we are every single day we are building one block at a time. We are learning as we go, right? And when I started Crumble, I'm not a tech person. Like I'll be lost with the tech within 1 second. Like it's not my thing. It's not my strong suit, right?
Yeah.
So I started thinking about okay, who's gonna make it, how much I'm gonna spend, and all these things, right? But as soon as I knew what I wanted to do and I said I wanna do it, I
Mhm.
had friends who said, I'll do it for you for free.
Oh, that's
Why? Why? Because I spoke. I said, listen, guys, I want to do this and I need this help. There are people out there who want to see other people achieve. And so they will do things whether you'll have to pay them or not. They are people that is going to just help you. So if you really want to join
Mhm.
the business aspect or be an entrepreneur, just know who you are, know your focus or know your what, and know why you want to do it. And just make sure your why it's really beneficial to the mankind, and it's not like a selfish reason to just advance your own selfish needs. Then that you might end up having some difficulties because it's more about you, but really not about helping or impacting the people
Yeah.
that will be using the services or the things that you are doing um, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I like it how you ended with the fact that whatever entrepreneurship venture you pick, it always has to come down to helping the society and has
Right.
to be beneficial and providing solution. Ultimately,
Absolutely.
not just for like a selfish
Yeah.
personal. That's amazing. So, what are some of the most memorable or experience that you have so far as an entrepreneur or as a ministry at church? Like, what would you say is your most memorable?
Um, as an entrepreneur, really, it's that moment when people come and ask you, so how much money do you spend from your pocket to do this business? And I usually just tell them, when you are starting a new thing and it's not full time, you're just starting, you will have to go into your pocket.
Yeah.
You will have to go into your pocket and spend some money to do something. I mean, they say no pain, no gain. So you've got to spend some money to make some money,
Yeah.
right? And then the other things, like people ask me, how do you manage between school and church and your programs and up and forth? I'm like, well, you just have to believe that you can do it
Mm.
and remember that fire, that your why, which is the purpose. So what did I start? That thing, like I cannot overemphasize it. Like if you really define it and you know your why, I tell you, you can do anything.
That is amazing. Yeah,
You
that's
can do anything, yeah. And as a minister, it's it's when like I go to class and the kids are just asking me questions. I
Mhm.
love my kids. I call them my gang. Like that's my team at church. They ask me a lot of questions about life, and at times I don't answer. I just laugh because it's so interesting to me that they can think outside the box. Like when I was their age, I didn't think those things. So that really tells me like where we are going. We have to build up the next generation in a way that they are equipped really uh, to sustain, to be firm on what is happening down the road. So those are like my memorable things. Like I just can't forget about those ones.
That is fantastic. So I
Yeah.
know earlier you mentioned that there's currently some project that you're working on. Do you want to walk us through and let our viewer knows of the big project that you guys currently working?
Right. So right now, currently, I'm gonna be a graduate. I'm completing my studies in mental health, and thank you. One of the studies that I was more focused on was mindfulness practice.
Yeah.
It's just a practice that to ground yourself and bring yourself back to the present, because in the world that we live in right now, there's a lot of things going on, and so there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and we think so much, and there's so much going on, and that can bring a lot of tension to people. So I introduced this mindfulness practice or coaching, whereby I help people bring themselves back to the present and just appreciate the present. And then after you have appreciated the present, now I also guide them to now look at their past and see what they have achieved in their past and how far they have come to be able to advance in the future. So within that mindfulness practice,
Yeah.
like my main focus is, it comes in threefold: past, present, and future. So first, you have to be grounded in your present to just appreciate right now you are alive.
Mm-hmm.
That means you can still do it. And then if you're feeling like you can do it, I guide you into going back into your past, see what you've done and what you have achieved. It could be as little as waking up every morning. That's an achievement.
Yeah.
And then using that to fire your present for you to advance, or use, or you to go through your future and see what you can achieve tomorrow or the day after.
Cool. And this program, is it like an online workshop or actually like a physical workshop? Because I know right now we're all in COVID-19. So how are you providing this service?
Uh, Before, so we used to do, so we do it a group and also one-on-one, depending on, because there are people who have who who are traumatized to be in the group. So we understand that and we want to cater to everyone's needs.
Mm-hmm.
So we do it in a program for those who are willing and are comfortable to be in a program setting,
Yeah.
like in a group setting. And for those who want to be one on one, we also provide that as well. And so right now we are doing it online. But then the thing with online is like, you have to be in a place whereby it's quiet and there's no distraction, because you have to bring your whole being into present, right? It's more like when you are doing yoga, right? So you focus on the spirit inside and you just have to meditate, and so any distraction will really deviate the practice to something else.
Yeah.
So for online, we are not really too much about it online. We just talk about it. We give you tips for you to do it on your own.
Yeah.
But if you insist to have an actual live feed, we ask you that you have a very silent place, that you have no distraction, and we can guide you in the mindfulness practice or coaching.
That's amazing. So for like, are there any like some resources available for people that wanted to be like leaders in the community at the moment, like for youth that I wanted to be a part of, like?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you go to so if you go to dkingscode.com,
Yeah.
under and you'd see resources. If you go under resources,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of programs, a lot of opportunities that you can teach yourself.
Yeah.
One thing I always tell people: before you can seek for outside resources, first see what is within you, because we all have something within us.
Yeah.
This is the first resource that you have to explore.
Yeah.
If you don't explore this, you can go and pick a book and read a book or go on YouTube, but like, it's like you are adding to something that you already have, but you do not know.
Mm-hmm.
So explore this product first, this resource, and when you've got something from this resource, then know, okay, now I want to go and pick this book, because if I don't know, so let's say I want to be a teacher, right? I know I want to be a teacher. So I'll go and find resources that will help me to become a better teacher, or the kind of teacher that I want. So we have all those resources on our website. And also you have me and my team, and I have a lot of connection in the communities that I can guide you or link you with. One program that I didn't mention with both Crumble and King's Code is that we have a mentorship program.
Yeah.
So a mentorship program pretty much is we have you for 8 weeks. We just give you an overview of what that program is.
Yeah.
In that 8 weeks, we try to pick on your character, on your skills, on your career and stuff, and then we connect you to the specific people that will be able to help you succeed in that path. Because I really can't help you in everything. I can only help you in the field that I know that I have the knowledge and the resources. But like I know people around, and it's open to really everyone. So I know a lot of people. A lot of people are volunteering to say, "Hey, if you have someone, please connect me to them." And those people, before I can put them available to other people like youth and young adults. These are very vulnerable sector, and like they're, to me, they're like treasure. So I investigate those people. I screen them. I go as far as going to their families and ask them a lot of questions just to make sure that this person will not compromise the life of this person that I'm trying to give them to help them advance, right?
Yeah.
But as human beings, we always have to be aware of that risk that human being will sometimes want to exploit other people for their own benefit, but
Mhm.
we try and keep a constant communication and checkup every day. So when we do connect them to those mentors, we ask both the mentor and the mentee to always reach us reach out to us when they're meeting and after the meeting, so we know where they are, how things are going, if there's anything that they need to report, anything. So we really are on their toes just to protect them and the integrity of our company as well.
Okay. I like the fact that you put all the mentees safety first, because that is also
Right.
mentors. So making sure that everybody's kind of aligning with the program and not everybody's feel like they're being used and they actually get
Absolutely.
something out of it. So what are some takeaways or nugget of knowledge based on your experience that you would want to share with our viewers currently?
Well, it's the next question. For our viewers, I know there's a whole different range of viewers right now. Those who want to get in the business, those who are already in the business, those who are already successful in the business,
Yeah.
and so many other people who are watching. Um, I'll tell you what I tell myself every single day. First, as long as you are alive, get up and show up. Always, no matter the weather. If you are alive, just get up, show up, do it. Do it. If you are tripping, still do it. You get it right one time. Also, the most important thing that I want to tell you is know your identity, know your purpose, impact, influence, and be happy.
That's amazing.
When you do those things, yeah, when you do those things, happiness is guaranteed.
Thank you
So
so much.
that's really all that I'm gonna tell you guys.
Thank you so much for that negative knowledge. It's very powerful, and I feel like our viewers today are definitely going to learn a lot from your program as a whole and learn about what your journey has been through since you were 14 years old and how you use that experience to kind of help and evaluate people. And also, now that you're offering a whole mentorship program, just to kind of give you experience to something that you didn't had in the past, but also trying to, like, have some impact in society and be a part of the community icon to help other youths in the community. I
Right.
appreciate you for doing all of that. That is really amazing, that the stuff that you're doing. At this moment, I wanted to take this moment. If our viewers have any questions, they can feel free to send us the question in the chat, and then King will most likely answer all the questions that we have. And also, King, what you could do also, let us know some of the social media platform that people can catch up with you afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, so you can say, I know you mentioned your website earlier was www.crumble2build.com.
Yeah.
What is your Instagram and YouTube channel at the moment that people can follow you?
Our Instagram, you can go to Crumble underscore build.
Mhm.
That's our Instagram for Crumble, and then or you can also find us at DK dot soigner. That's the for the styling one.
Mhm.
You can also, if you are going into the Christian venture, you can go to D underscore King's Court. So
Awesome.
as soon as you get one of them, it's gonna link you to all of them. Like you'll be able to see all the three under any one of those. And for the website for King's Court, I would really
Mhm.
encourage. And for King's Court, it's not only for Christians. I know it's a Christian platform, but there's a lot of resources there that you can use as an individual just to improve yourself
Mhm.
and just build on your personal skills and um, your personal skills and your personal life. So
Mhm.
that's thekingscorp.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm sure Nancy is gonna put it in the link that you guys can just click and see those things. And then go on the resources and just read those things.
Yeah, after this video, I'm gonna also include it in our description so you can follow. One of our
Right.
viewer, Lily Star World, has asked you, how do you push yourself to succeed?
Hey Lily, that's a nice name. How I push myself to succeed is I don't first is I set big goals and then I break it into pieces. And then I work one step at a time. And if I can, I work big steps at a time. And I just keep myself grounded in me as a brand. And so I say, if I'm a brand, how do I do this? And then I do it in a way that I know I'll be pleased and also people will benefit from it. So that's how I push myself. And I also always I feel like everything has to everything is governed from your purpose, your why. So that's one thing that always pushes me as well to just keep on to succeed in anything that comes my way. I remember why and I do it.
Sounds amazing. And I also have just included your website here and your Facebook so that people can visit you. Thank you
Right.
so much for being a part of our live interviews today, David. I know you have a busy schedule and you have a lot of programs that you're running. It is appreciated for you to kind of take that time for us in this lovely Saturday to be a part of this program. And we'll look forward in interviewing more once you have your mindful program up and running. We'll definitely do another catch up interview in the next few days. Also, if there any other takeaway message that you wanted to share or any other information that we have missed during our podcast, feel free to shoot out. Is there any other things that you wanted to?
Not really. I just want to say thank you so much to Nancy. You such a great inspiration to the mankind and the female world as well. So thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate it. And to our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in and for being part of this. It's a great platform that we can share and help each other grow and just be successful. One last takeaway that I'm gonna say is you are not successful if you are the only one who is succeeded.
Powerful.
Remember that every time. So really, there is no room for greediness. If you are the only one succeeding, then it's not success. There's a there's a whole different name for that that you'll have to go and find out because I don't know what that is. So thank you so much for having me. I love you guys and stay safe. Practice those hand hygiene and mask. We'll we'll get through this. We'll
That
get
is
through this. Yeah.
all right. Thank you guys for being a part of the live show. So right now we're just wrapping up and ending. Until next time, I would have another guest that is coming in through. And look forward to also visit our website is www.neeceelexy.com. We also have our Sunday podcast and an e-learning for those young business owners who wanted to learn digital marketing. I do offer digital marketing tips and hacks on our podcast as well as on YouTube channel. So feel free to also join us there. And feel free to also email me if you're an entrepreneur like as David and you want us to use this platform to showcase your product or showcase your services. Feel free to reach out to me at neeceelexy@gmail.com. Until next time, have a good day. And David, once again, thank you for being a part of this live show.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Take care.
Bye now.